get this thing rolling. We were saying, just as everybody was hopping on, our goal was 30 folks. I see that we've just broken 40, and the doorbell will keep letting us know as we have new folks come in. But we're really just thankful to have you all here, and I want to take a moment to set the scene a little bit about what we've done, why we've done it, and the effect we hope it will have on you. So first of all, I just have to tell you that it's been just a remarkable journey joining TRSA, following in the footsteps of Xan Black, who you'll get a chance to meet if you don't already know Xan in just a moment. And joining a team of, a small but mighty team here with TRSA, who's joined shoulder to shoulder with those of you in our community to make a difference for our kids, their families, and our educators. And we've done a lot, even though it's still the pandemic endures, and somehow every single thing that we plan has to be revised along the way. We've just have had a great experience. And I'm excited today to just tell you that, as somebody with a background in math teaching and education policy, that I'm excited to be on this side of the work with people like you who are right in our community, working for the people in our neighborhoods to make an impact. It feels like the kind of place-based work that I've longed for a long time. And so I'm just really happy to be a part of this. Just this last week, TRSA had a chance to share with a smallish group that we've been working for about 3.5 months on a new strategic plan. And it is, at this point, as I like to say, the T's are being dotted and the I's are being crossed, which is an intentional mess up of that saying. But we're trying to get this thing just finalized so people can start understanding what it is that we're working for together. Our aim is to inspire and prepare all youth for a STEM-enabled future. And we really see our role as an alliance to support you, so that together we can create a thriving, collaborative, and inclusive community powered by a STEM-capable ecosystem. Now, that's something we're gonna keep learning about, what this means to be a STEM-capable ecosystem together. But we think it could mean that all of us as partners are helping students and their families, and our neighbors, our businesses and industry partners see themselves as critical to making a safe and welcoming STEM learning experience, so that if a child wants to pursue STEM, they're encouraged and supported to do so and prepared to do so. And if they choose not to pursue STEM, that perhaps they might still enjoy playing with STEM. It turns out you don't have to make money from STEM to be a STEM person, right? And we think that that's a part of what's possible together. So one of the big shifts to our mission here is that we aim to cultivate impactful partnerships and learning pathways that inspire and prepare our youth for STEM-enabled futures. And the critical addition in this mission statement is the idea that we will cultivate impactful partnerships. It was always presumed that's what we did. It was always done. But we want to say aloud to you all and to anybody who cares about STEM and the youth across our community, that's what we're going to do together, is build a partnership that makes an impact. Inside of this mission statement, I'm going to give you the very high overview of a couple ideas. In one bucket of efforts that we're undertaking are focused on the STEM ecosystem. We want to create a thriving STEM ecosystem, and we have 4 big ideas that we are going to fight for over the next couple of years alongside you. One is for youth, that they're surrounded by resources, opportunities, and encouragement that excite them about STEM and propel them forward. And we have a substantial number of ideas within the strategic plan that serve that purpose. And we'll roll those out as time goes on. But this is, of course, all that we do is in service of this outcome. Second, we recognize our families as critical partners in our work, and that we want our families to value STEM education and choose to engage with TRSA, which we consider to be ourselves as a small team, but the alliance at large, so because they know that through our connection, they can meet the needs of their students. We also recognize the critical role that our educators play both in formal education and our common ed and our private ed system, but also in our informal education efforts. And we hope that our educators will become confident in facilitating STEM experiences that drive student success, and that those educators see TRSA and our Alliance collectively as a trusted source of evidence-based resources and pathways to inspire and prepare their students. And finally, and this is one that we'll come back to, that our ecosystem partners would value their membership as a member of the Alliance formally, because together we're strengthening and amplifying the work of the partners, but also the work of the Alliance. I won't dwell on the next category for quite so long, but I think it's interesting, and I want you all to see where we're headed as an organization. We have outcomes that are aimed at the ecosystem, and we have a series of outcomes that are aimed at our ability as an organization to really level up, if you will, to continue maturing. We are still somewhat of a new organization, founded within the last decade, and increasingly learning how to navigate our work. So we have goals that are aimed at taking care of our staff, goals that are aimed at ensuring our board is representative of the community that we're serving, goals that are aimed at making sure that our finances are in order so that we are here in a sustainable method, and seeking funding from diverse funding streams so that we are able to meet the needs of the community, and that our operational structures internally are strong and resilient to whatever changes may happen in the future. So if you're an ecosystem leader, if you're out there leading a partnership and you're thinking about the strategies to build your program, I'm not saying we have it all figured out, but at least we have a sense of what's needed in the next couple of years for us to really improve. So I want to take a moment to highlight this ecosystem partners outcome. We're thrilled about where this is taken us, and I kind of want to give a special introduction to something that's happening, because we are very, very serious about our role as an ecosystem lead, a backbone organization, if you will, for the ecosystem. We're so serious about it, in fact, that we have decided that Emily Mortimer is no longer suited for program director for our organization. We've asked Emily to serve Tulsa Regional STEM Alliance as our new vice president of ecosystem. And under her leadership, we will be carefully and strategically cultivating partnerships and enacting new efforts to make sure that as a collective and cohesive set of partners, that we are understanding our aims, measuring our progress, and learning from each other along the way. So we're really thankful that she's agreed to take that work on. And so one of the big features of the ecosystem work is what we're doing here. We've taken a moment to wonder, as an organization, what does it take to be really great at being an ecosystem lead? And one of the key things that we decided early on is that we have to be really good at listening. So we are reframing the way that we do some of our advisory council work. The advisory council, as it once was, felt a lot like this. It brought people together so we could see what was happening in our community. We're going to continue that work with STEM in Motion and build momentum, and if you don't mind some physics references, some inertia and some force and mass and acceleration together. That's what STEM in Motion will be about. It's a networking opportunity so that you can see what's happening, that you can gain some momentum yourself because of the ideas that are generated across our community. Simultaneously, though, we are rethinking the way that our advisory councils work, creating a series of new advisories. We'll actually have 6 new advisory councils that target very particular features of our ecosystem. And we've created a listening series where every quarter we will be listening to stories in our community, and those stories will be shared with our advisory councils, who will turn to us and to you and say, given the stories we're hearing from our community, here are possible paths we may consider. We want the advising work of our advisories to cause change. We want that change to emanate directly from the stories and experiences of our community. So we think we've got a good and exciting model here that will get us down that road. So we're excited about that, of course, but we're excited, so excited that we have partners like those of us who maybe feel just slightly uncomfortable that our pictures are on the screen right now, but that we have partners like those that you'll hear from today that that are making things happen.